Men and women each other, and it's actually for the exact same reasons. And there's two that I want to cover on today's video. The first one being the algorithms are designed to be extreme. Every single time you go on an algorithm, you're seeing the most extreme spectrum of whatever you're looking at, whether that's political content, whether that's relationship content, whether that's sporting content. Whatever you're looking at, you're seeing the most extreme. If you've been on any social media app recently, you have seen the most extreme examples. To give a few, if you're watching sports, you're seeing people jumping out of planes, doing backflips off motorbikes, off cliffs. You're watching dating content. You're seeing people that are deeply in love and it looks like their lives are perfect and everything's going amazingly. If you're watching political content, you're seeing people hating and committing crimes against the other political party. In essence, it is the most extreme versions. Now, when this comes to dating exactly, and why people hate each other. Women are seeing videos of men being absolutely awful human beings and treating women really badly in relationships, whether that's through emotional pain, whether that's through physical pain, so manipulation or actual physical abuse. But the same things can be said for men seeing women. They're seeing women that are cheating and being disloyal. It ties into what the gender actually wants from their partner. So men often want someone that's loyal. They want to see someone who's caring. They want to see someone who's going to be able to give them kids. I'd say those are the big things. The same is true for women, but the main ones I would say is women want to see someone who's a protector. They want someone who's a provider. They want someone who is a blanket of security, along with a handful of other things. But on these apps, you're seeing men and women being shown that they are not able to provide those things. Men are weak, they're not able to hold their ground. Women are progressive and they don't want to be a traditional wife at home with the kids. So when we have these deep innate desires, and I am saying this from a position of a general example that not is not applied to every single person, but it gets the point across. We're seeing each other at their worst. So it makes us less desirable to one another, which in turn makes us not want to go out and actually date one another because in our minds, there's nothing that we can gain from that relationship that we can't get from having an AI on our phone, as an example. The second thing that I want to touch on, which I think is arguably the bigger part, is the increased release of serial killer drama series. And when I say this, I'm speaking like what's come to mind is the Jeffrey Dahmer drama series, which when it first came out seemed like the most popular thing ever. And then there's the John Wayne Gacy and whatever else came out. There was a lot of them came out at one time. And what this has caused is an heightened sense of fear of women going out and actually dating men. And it's also, funnily enough, caused men to be scared of coming across as a weirdo or someone who can actually handle, could deliver pain or suffering to a woman. And this makes me think back to when I was in university and I was on the dating apps. And I remember I was talking to this one girl and it was going well. You know, we were trying to set up a date. We got some plans laid out. We booked a location. We are going to go to this nice restaurant, have a meal, whatever the case was. And then the day before, she messages me saying, "You're not a serial killer, right?" And I understood exactly where she was coming from. I was like, I know why you're asking me this question, but it felt insulting. I was like, whoa, that's the impression that I've given off, that I am a serial killer kind of guy. And it was a harsh reality to face. And I dealt with it horribly because I didn't know how to deal with it. What are you meant to do when you're being propositioned that you are a serial killer? So I tried to make a joke out of it, but that didn't work. We ended up we didn't meet up. Nothing happened, which was fine. But it left a bitter taste in my mouth that these big companies are making films and TV shows out of things that people want to see. They are so popular because people want to see them. But the negative effect of that is that people are then scared to meet up in real life and actually date. And that's why dating apps have become so popular because they're so safe. There's nothing you're putting on the line by going on a dating app except the emotional distress that comes from being on the apps because they're incredibly terrible for your brain, but that's a whole other topic. To summarize all of this together, men and women both dislike each other, but it all comes back to the same points of why they dislike each other. I wish there was a silver lining to how this can be resolved, but I genuinely don't know what the solution is because the solutions that I would come out with would basically be to stop doing things that you're not going to stop doing. The simple solution is to stop going on social media, stop consuming content, actually meeting people in real life. But to undo all this programming that's happened already is a very big ask and not something I see happening over time. But I hope that by becoming aware of these things, you can go out your way to actually go and meet people and actually take a little bit of a risk of going on that date or talking to that person in real life, even if the outcome is not the outcome you were hoping for or really would like to be the case. At least it takes you one step closer to seeing the good in humanity because there is so much good in humanity. It's just the extremes that really get pushed out to the public eye, whether that's being really, really good or really, really bad. But there's a whole lot of good in the middle. So I hope you can find that person. I hope it's been valuable. Have a good one.